So we just want
two,
to, so
one,
we don't have
go.
to wait, so we just like have a casual
We're like-
normal conversation,
I see.
right?
Hey!
Hey,
So we
so,
are live again.
so Ronnie here just came back from vacation, right?
Right.
You're ready for next year, 2017?
Really ready.
Okay, man, so today is December 30th.
Right.
I want to talk about, let's talk about goal
2 more
planning.
days to go.
2 more days. 2 more days, so let's talk about goal planning.
Yes.
How about that?
Sure.
Give tips, because most people, I realize that most people set goals,
Mm-hmm.
New Year's resolution, right?
That's
Is it
what
resolution?
they do. Huh?
Is it correct? New Year's resolution?
Yeah, resolution. Yes.
Every year,
Yes.
I'm not sure if you know, right? Do you realize that 50% fail to complete that within the first 60 days? And then 99% of the people don't follow through with their New Year's resolution right after around April, March or April. Do you know that? 99%.
That's why it's not uncommon to see people's New Year's resolution repeat over and over again.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
It's the same thing.
Year after year.
Yes.
I want to lose 30 pounds.
Right.
Since 10 years ago, instead of losing 30 pounds, gain 30 pounds. Right? Think about it.
We all have different challenges. Let's
Yeah.
put it that way. Yeah.
What else? What else do you think is the biggest issue? A gym. I go to LA Fitness. Which gym do you go to?
LA Fitness.
LA Fitness.
Yes.
I go to LA Fitness in Arcadia.
Yes.
I notice January is always packed, right? And then right around February or March, it's just died down. Right? Even now, right after this, I'm gonna go to the gym. There's nothing.
And why is that?
Yeah, there's nobody there.
Yes.
So what do you think? So hey, what do you
So
guys
goal
think?
is important. Yes.
Yeah, so what's going on here? So today, let's talk about, as we march in, because people ask, when is the best time to set goals? Now,
Every day.
every day. If you're watching this on December 30th, then now. If you're watching this on January 17, then January 17. If you're watching this video on July 7, 2017, then July 7, 2017. Right? You start that. So let's talk about our tips here, right? For me,
What is it?
Ronnie, this is what I do.
Okay.
Every day
That's what
for the
really
whole
is.
year.
Okay.
Right? This is for me. I don't know for you, right? So for me, every day, I write down the goals. Twice a day, Ronnie. First thing, in the morning. So I wake up every morning at around 5:45, 5:30, 5:45, right? Depending on the weather sometimes. But the moment I wake up, first thing I do, I sit down for about 5 minutes, write down all my goals on the same yellow notepad. I write down, I have 15 goals. So every day in the morning, I write down at 5:45.
Every day different. Every day the same.
No, every day is the same. I'm
The
just
same.
rewriting over and over, right?
Okay.
And then before I go to sleep, usually I go to sleep right around between 10 to 11, depending on the kids. I have 2 kids, right? They have to, sometimes they go crazy. But between 10 to 11, that's when I go to sleep. Before I go to sleep, I write down again the same 15 goals.
Let me ask you, what's the purpose of writing them down over and over again?
So think about it. Most people, they write their goals one time whenever the thing is set up, right? So typically they do it on January 1st, for example,
Right.
or December 31st.
Yes, before the end of the year.
They write it one time, they put it aside, and then they get on their life, and then they get lost, right?
That's possible.
It's like, do you know if you take an airplane?
Yeah.
Have you been flying an airplane? You've been a pilot?
No.
The most important thing, that's called an altitude gauge, right? So it's basically airplanes, if they fly from Los Angeles to New York, I'm not sure if you know, they are off track most of the time. So at all the time, they have to readjust this
Make
alignment.
sure they stay on track.
They make sure they stay on track. So this is kind of my altitude gauge. So every day, in the morning and in the evening, I have to write down, because in the world now, there's so many distractions. There's so many noise, right? So I put my goal, I have a good intention, but if I just do it one time, the next day, there's all these shiny objects. There's people who try to steal from you, who try to distract you, confuse you, right? There's so many of these shiny, we call it the shiny objects.
Right. Distractions, yes.
Yeah, all kind of distraction.
We call that life.
Life, right? So how can you stay focused? How can you stay focused on your goal that you set?
Right. So what I'm hearing, Rudy, is by you writing down your goals repeatedly in a daily basis, actually twice a day.
Twice a day.
It helps reminding yourself what the goals are.
Yes. So think about it. Who do you think is more likely going to achieve the goal? The guy who's write the goal every day, 365 days a year, right? Times 2, because one in the morning, one in the evening. That's almost 800 times in a year. You're writing down your goals. Or the guy who write down one time.
Well,
and they hope and pray it's going to help. Well, which one do you think?
Obviously, the one write down a lot more.
Yeah, so every day. So that way we are not distracted. So we can stay focused on going from point A to point B. The reason I think, Ronnie, there's 99, to be the 1%, look at it. So we put about the 1% to commit, right? How can we make 2017, how can we make 2017 be your best year ever? That's a bold statement. How can we make 2017 be the best year of your life?
That's the question. That's the key question.
So my recommendation here for our Facebook friends here, recommendation is this. Do this twice a day. Just take a yellow pad, and your yellow pad, don't mix it up for anything else, okay? This is just for goal settings. So start from the beginning, you write down your goals. In the morning, first thing you do when you wake up. Maybe not even before you brush your teeth.
Literally first thing.
First thing, right? Maybe you need to go to the restroom a little bit, that's fine. Right? You gotta pee, that's okay. Right after that, do this.
Right.
And then right before you sleep, so this should be right next to your bed, right? So when you sleep, when you go to my bed, when you sleep, you're gonna see this. So first thing I wake up, I'm gonna grab my pen and my yellow pads in the morning. Before we sleep, we write it down. Do that every day, right? Be the 1%, not the 19. See, the 99% who don't follow through with their goals, I don't think it's because they're lazy. I don't think so, right? People say, oh, you're lazy, whatever.
Off track.
It's off track. There's so many distractions. Everybody have good intention, but along the way, there's all this distraction.
Right. I noticed you said, Rudy, you have 15 goals. How do you come up with that number? What do you recommend our audience here? How many to start with? Because that's a lot of goals.
Well, some of it you can see here. For example, I'm talking about so it's talking about, for example, I'm in a perfect health and physical condition. And then I'm talking about I've written and published 3 or more best-selling books. And then it's talking about my marriage is alive and healthy and a positive model for others. Good. If I don't remind myself that my marriage is alive and healthy and a positive role models for others, there's a lot of distraction. Like all these shiny, we call it pretty girls. Have you ever, you married, right?
What other distraction? Yes, I am.
Have you ever driven a car? Happily married.
Happily married.
Happily married, right? With a beautiful family. I met your wife and kids, right? But have you ever driven around, you know, around town here in St. Gabriel Valley?
Right.
And then suddenly there's a shiny object walking next to you. Have you seen that?
I'm not sure what you're referring to.
So if we don't keep focused, it's so easy to get distracted.
Yeah.
So we need to focus on that. And then here, next one here, I put here, my wife's name is Fanny, so I put here, so my goal number 7, I'm more in love with Fanny every day.
I'm more in love with Fanny every day. I love that.
Can you imagine if you do it every morning, first thing you do in the morning, last thing you need to do before you go to sleep, right? Hey, I'm more in love with Fanny every day. My marriage is alive and healthy and a positive model for others. And then it says, I have 2 handsome and healthy boys, right? First thing in the morning, hey, I have 2 handsome and healthy boys. And here, this is our financial goal for 2017. Our titanium real estate network gross commission GCI is over $10 million by December 30th, 2017. We are on a mission to help 1,000 families this year. This year, Team New Vision helped 350. So I think it's reasonable. We are not trying to, you know, it's just 3 times the, 3 times.
It's a reasonable goal.
It's a reasonable goal. It's only 3 times, you know. Initially, I was talking about 3,000 families, but I don't know. So we just kind of.
It's possible down the road, yes.
Down the road, but this we are talking about in the next 12 months, right? And then some of it here we put about, they talk about, I have no debt except that which is paid by others. We are talking about investment properties. Not all debt is bad, right? Yeah, because if we have rental properties, for example, right, Ronnie, and then we have a $1 million mortgage,
Yeah.
it's paid for by the tenants, then that's a good debt.
That is okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Hey, by the way, talking about good debt, every first Tuesday of the month, what do we have every first Tuesday of the
We
month?
have our own investor club right here in this room every Tuesday with all kinds of investors. We have different topics, so we talk to the investor, the audience, and give them different
And we have the cash flow game
The
first.
cash flow game first week.
That's gonna be awesome, right?
Tuesday, yes.
The goal, okay, let's check it out here. You like my number 15?
Let me see. I have endless energy and interest in my career.
Yeah, right? People ask, how come you have the energy? Well, because every day I remind myself, right?
Right.
And I've seen people every day, they say, oh, I'm so tired. Well, if every day you're saying you're tired, no shit, you're tired,
Right.
right?
Right.
Hey, every day I have to remind myself, I have an endless energy and interest in my career.
Yeah.
I have to remind myself, right? First thing I wake up, hey, look at, last thing I have to do.
I think without that, you would still have a lot of energy.
Like, I couldn't even sleep at night. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
You know what I do at night, Ronnie?
Yeah.
I turn off all my lights.
Uh-huh.
Turn off all my lights because my wife like,
When
hey,
you-
why is so dark here?
Before you sleep.
Before we sleep, I
Okay.
cannot sleep. I'm so excited because the last thing I wrote here is I have endless energy. I was like, I couldn't sleep. Right? So I have to turn off all my lights.
Okay.
And then, so things like that, right? There is no right and wrong. Whatever the goal,
Yeah.
whatever the goal is,
Whatever
write
you
it
do.
down.
Right.
The point that we want to share people here is that, hey, I want to give you one tip to achieve anything you want in life in 2017. Whatever you want.
Mhm.
Anything.
Put it on paper.
Write it down.
Write down 2 times. At least 1 time a day. If you can do 2 times,
First thing in the morning, before you sleep,
that would be great.
and you have to have a deadline.
Mhm.
Most people, oh yeah, I have a dream. I have a goal to lose 30 pounds.
Mhm.
There is no deadline.
Right.
A goal with no deadline is called a dream. Right? You're just chasing ghosts.
Yes.
It doesn't exist.
Yes. You gotta put a time frame on what you're trying to achieve.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, what is it that you want, and when do you want it?
Mhm.
Now, Ronnie, so I've shared some of my goals
Right.
with you. Like, what's your aspiration? Like in 2017, what's your goal? You and your family, you just came back from a 1-month vacation,
Yes.
right? So that gives you enough time to kind of
Right.
pause a little bit, right? Take a step back in life, kind of reevaluate.
Right.
Oh, by the way, that's important though. We gotta work hard, but we gotta stop because that's when we analyze, right? We gotta break. We gotta think.
It's a good opportunity that you have a chance to really pause and break and kind of unwind a little bit
Yeah.
and kind of do a little review on what you have done for the last however long.
Yeah.
And set the goal.
How long your flight from here to Hong Kong?
It's like going there is like 16 hours.
So you have
Coming back will be
16
short.
hours quiet time, right?
Yeah. Mhm.
Because you cannot use cell phones. You
Yeah.
just sit there.
Right.
So what do you do? Like,
And I have 2 crying babies.
oh, you have to be. How old your
They're 2 and 3. So,
2 and 3?
so
Okay.
imagine
it's a busy.
the flight
16
is
hours.
not gonna be really peaceful. Yes.
But you have time though in the past 30 days that you've been away. Ronnie's been away from the office for the whole month of December. Today is the first day you came back.
Right.
But do you have time to kind of reflect back as to, hey, what's my goal in 2017?
First of all, I really like what you wrote. I love
Love.
Benny.
Oh, you like that one?
My wife.
Well, for you, you don't put either Fanny, right? You put your wife's name.
Yes.
What's her name?
Annie.
Annie. Yeah, for you, you don't put, I'm more in love with Fanny every day. Yeah.
You get what I'm saying. But to answer your question, as far as goal, I think we've been talking about it. How to set ourselves to prepare to crush 2017.
You're
I'm
gonna
fairly-
crush 2017.
to crush it.
This guy, you wanna kill 2017.
Yes, and I'm fairly new to the team, and then so with what really the team is providing us, what we're able to achieve, really setting the goal as far as breaking down to the how many people to get in front of,
Yes.
how many people, what to say, what not to say.
How many families your goal is to help in 2017?
My goal is to close 3 to 4 escrows every month.
Every month. Okay, so your goal is to help between about 40 to 48 families in 2017.
Yes.
That's an ambitious goal, right? And that's obviously that's achievable. You've seen many people in our team have done that.
Yes.
And then, so when we set goals, number one, we need to know what we want.
Right.
And then we put a deadline, like you said, by December 2017.
Correct.
And then the next thing is, how are we going to achieve that?
Yes. Yes.
Right?
Yes. Yes. With the team set up, basically it's just a matter of working hard, and because we don't do any cold calling, we don't do door knocking, the appointments are really set for you. So all you got to do is really to focus on servicing the
Hey, that's actually a big thing, because this is a Facebook Live, so many normal people watch this. That's a good point you bring it up. Most real estate agents spend 70-80% of their time prospecting, cold calling, door knocking. So when the clients, if I'm the client, if I'm hiring a real estate agent to represent me to buy or sell, the real estate agent seems busy, but they're just busy doing their own prospecting, cold calling, and there's nothing to do with me helping me finding my home.
Correct.
Versus what you just said just now, you are actually focusing 100% of your time negotiating deals for the client.
Right.
That's huge. Who benefits of this?
The clients.
Obviously the clients, because now the clients can see that, hey, you actually 100% of your time dedicated for this. That's big, right? Because you've been in business for a while before we met.
Correct.
And just like anybody else, 70, that's a big time. 70% of the time, real estate agents prospecting, cold calling, door knocking. I've seen on my Facebook a couple of days ago here in LA, when you were in Hong Kong, a couple of days ago, it was raining. In fact, it is raining now, right?
Yeah.
And real estate agents still door knocking in the rain.
And I heard it was really cold.
Yeah, and they're doing it.
Yes.
And what bothers me, or like what drives me crazy, they're so proud. They're taking a picture on Facebook saying that, look, I'm door knocking in the rain. How are you so proud doing that? If I'm your clients, I'm looking at it, dude, you should be helping me find my homes or negotiating deals for me, right? Why are you door knocking in the rain?
But it's part of what they do. They got to do that in order to make sure they have enough people to get in front of.
Yeah, so we have a big ambitious goal here for our team as a company, Titanium Real Estate Network. We wanna change how the real estate industry operates. Because the way real estate industry operates right now, I think it's a disservice to the clients, right? So we want to change. We call this the real estate office of the future, right? Where the real estate agents and brokers actually focus 100% of their time servicing the clients, not running around door knocking, cold calling, prospecting, because that is a disservice to the clients. So that's an ambitious goal. We want to change. Can you imagine changing how the real estate industry works? So on January 6th, Friday, January 6th, we have our backstage tour at the Temple City Chamber of Commerce. So if my real estate agents friends watching this, you are all invited. January 6th at 10 o'clock.
That's a Friday, right?
That's a Friday, January 6th at the Temple City Chamber of Commerce, to show you how to make 2017 be your best year ever, right? And you cannot be doing the same thing. If you've been a real estate agent for the past 10, 15, 20 years, in the past 20 years, you've been door knocking, cold calling, and if you keep on doing the same thing, if you're doing more of the same thing in 2017, then you just get the same results. That's called insanity. Oh, let's go back to our goal setting here, right? Goal setting is this. If you continue doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting a different result, you know what Albert Einstein said?
What did he say?
He said that is the definition of insanity. That's crazy. You are freaking crazy, right? If you're doing the same thing over and over and over and over again for the past 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, and miraculously you're hoping next year things gonna change, you are insane.
Right.
It's not gonna happen, right?
It's the wrong kind of expectation.
Yeah, how can it be?
Right.
That doesn't make sense. But people do that all the time, right? I wanna lose weight. I wanna lose 30 pounds, but every day I'm eating pork chop. Okay, that doesn't make sense. In the past 15 years, by eating pork chop every day, you gain 30 pounds. And miraculously now you think by doing the same habit, you're gonna lose 30 pounds. How is that gonna happen?
Meaning something gotta change.
Something has to change. Like, most people want to go to heaven, but they don't want to die. How can it be, Ronnie? How can you go to heaven and you don't want to die? So as far as goal setting, what are we talking about?
Right.
You need to die your old self.
Right. Yeah. Your mindset got to be different.
Yeah.
Yes.
You have to completely change. This is not like just a little bit, like complete change.
Yes.
You
I
become
agree.
a new person,
I agree.
right?
Mhm.
It's just like, yeah, I want to go to heaven, but I don't want to die. Okay, dude, that doesn't make sense, right? It cannot be done. So die here meaning your old self, right? Okay, is there any comments here on our Facebook Live? Okay, anything else, Ronnie, you want to share as far as give insights as we go, as we launch, as we march into 2017? What's your thoughts? What's your ideas? Anything?
Well, we are really, the team is really thinking about expanding into a network, right? So it's really a path that I'm really looking forward to as far as the team is taking. So that way we can help our clients even better by expanding our network.
How does it benefit the clients? Once we build this titanium real estate network, how does it benefit, let's say, home sellers? Somebody wants to sell a home. By you, Ronnie, expanding our network of buyers in waiting, how does it help home sellers? Somebody who's thinking of selling a house.
Perfect. One of the key benefits that when we help our sellers is our buyers in waiting. So with the titanium expanding the network to different part of California, that way we have more and more buyers in waiting. That way the sellers will be able to, we able to actually call those buyers in waiting. Once we have a partnership with the sellers, then that way we can get the home sold a little bit faster for more money.
Because price is only a factor of supply and demand, right? So if we have one house, if I want to sell this one house to get the house for more money, what do? If we have multiple offers, if we have 10, 15, 20 offers for this house, what do you think happened to the price of this house?
It obviously will go up.
Go up, okay? So right now we have 18,000 buyers in waiting. So by expanding the network, if instead of having 18,000, what if we have 50,000 buyers in waiting, then what happened to the price of the home?
Yeah, it will go up.
Same thing, let's talk about, what about the reverse way? What about somebody who's thinking of buying a house?
Same thing.
By enlarging the network, how does it benefit if, let's say I'm looking to buy a home in, let's say Temple City, for example, right? How does it benefit me by enlarging the network?
It's the same idea. So instead of talking about the buyers, we have more sellers, homes in waiting.
Homes are not on the internet. That's
internet.
huge because most real estate agents, they just show homes that's already for sale on the MLS, right? Basically what you are saying here, right now we have 1,000 homes.
Yeah.
They are not on the internet.
You can find online, basically.
You can find online. The only way, if you're looking to buy homes in here, in San Gabriel Valley, in Los Angeles County, Ronnie, we have access to over 1,000 homes that are not yet on the internet. That's not on Zillow, not on Trulia, not on the multiple listing service.
And that's huge.
That's huge.
Yeah,
Now, once we expand our network, then we get more of this, we call it houses in waiting, sellers in waiting. Then obviously our VIP buyers, clients benefit because now they have more option of homes that are not yet on the internet.
Absolutely.
Okay, anything else you want to share as far as goal setting as we march into the new year? So we share a little bit our goal here in 2017. We want to thank you for your business, obviously, right? Last year has been awesome, but we want to make 2017 great. Hey,
Make it even better.
let's make real estate great again.
Let's do that.
Anything else, Ronnie? Anything you want to?
That's it.
Okay, guys, we'll see you next year. Once again, there's greatness within you. Let's make 2017 be your best
Let's set the
year
goal.
ever.
Let's set the goal and
Set the goal, write it down.
Yes.
I want you to share below, okay, share below, take a picture of your yellow notepads, post it below. Every day, I want you to post it, I want you to share. Hey, first thing in the morning, write it down. Just before you sleep, write it down. Do it every single day. I guarantee you, 2017 be your best year ever, right?
Let's do it.
See you next year.